anime fans. The first thing I'll talk about is the Mighty Morphin special called Once and Always that aired yesterday on Netflix. Let me say this, I'm a big Power Rangers fan. Like, I grew up with Power Rangers. I loved all the Saban era seasons. I loved all the past movies. And yes, I do consider this a movie. It was called a special, but to me, it felt like a movie to me. So, and I just, like I said, I loved all the Saban eras, past movies. I loved most of the Disney era seasons, except for Mystic Force and Operation Overdrive, but only two that didn't really work for me. The Nickelodeon era, I haven't been the biggest fan of because I feel like they kind of dumbed it down too much. But I haven't seen the later on seasons, so maybe they were better. But the only negative I have about the special is that you, it was sucks that you couldn't get you didn't have Jason, Kimberly, and Tommy in this. And I know also St. John, that was something that was impossible to get him back because he got into legal troubles and he couldn't travel to New Zealand when they were filming this. So I definitely understand that was something that wasn't their fault. You know, can't do anything about that. I know he came to Jason and thank he said no to doing this because they were filming this before he died because he retired from the role after the 20th anniversary and wanted to focus on Leslie the Dragon and doing other stuff outside of Tommy. So I can understand with him because he played the character for a long time. He was the oldest living Ranger. He came back more than any other Ranger. So I can definitely understand that him saying no to doing this when he filmed this before he died because he was getting older too and he played the character for a long time. So I can definitely understand that. They actually played Kimberly. I noticed in different things I've heard. Like at first I heard it was like she was she wasn't getting offered a good amount of money to come back, and then she debunked that and says she's writing a Power Rangers comic right now, and I heard she doesn't act that much anymore, and she's more produced some behind the scenes stuff lately with projects. But like whatever the reason for her was, I don't really get like Jason David Frank before he died. I get his reason for not doing this. And I also say John, that's saying that they just wasn't their fault. They couldn't do anything about that. But however, it's like I don't really get why she didn't come back to do this. Like we haven't seen her since like the Turbo movie. Like at least the guy who played Jason came back a couple of times. Same with the guy who played Tommy. So like I don't know. I would have liked to see them in it. I do like the fact they used like audio clips from the show when they were morphed, like to hear the voices, and they do a good job of looking around the fact that you don't have them in the show. You only see those three characters in the suit, and they did get catch at the beginning, so to take them out of it. So they come story wise of a good way to work around that with them not seeing them in the show. And I think Walter Jones and David Yost are great. It was like we haven't seen Billy since Theo, we haven't seen his accent since the middle of season 2 of Mighty Morphin. So it was good to see them back and see them as see the characters older. And I thought that actually played Trini's daughter did a great job. Like she looked like she would be Trini's daughter. She had a personality down. I'm going like, yeah, this is how Trini's kid would act. So it just she did a great job. I hope to see more of them in the Power Rangers franchise. But yeah, I love the fact I love the fact that Walter Jones acts kind of like her uncle. I thought that was cool, and just you hear about how like these characters became congressmen at some point. So I love you get these little tidbits about where these characters have been up to since they left, since the characters left the show. And he referenced Alcatraz a lot. The fact that Billy went to he went to the Alien Rangers when he left Zeo, so I like the fact he referenced throughout the special and the girl that took him that they kind of hinted she liked Billy, so I like that too. Just the fact that he like they say he travels from Alcatraz into Earth he's like going back and forth. So I love they reference that throughout the special. And I think they give some, and I also love the fact this has kind of the tone of the Smano, where this is cheesy and fun, but it still has like a seriousness to it, and this definitely felt more mature with the story. And I thought, to me, I love the fact the way they handled Trini and Trini's death in this, where she dies to sacrifice herself in front of Billy. I love the way they did that, and she gets a great tribute at the end. It's the same with Jason David Frank; he gets a great tribute at the end, so I love that. I love the scene they used from season 2 with the tribute at the end, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a great special and a nice way to honor Mighty Morphin era. I mean, only to like I said, only thing I was not seeing them in the episode was the actors. Oh, and Weed is great in this. I love how they tied in the ending of space, how they reference Zorn throughout this, and then being like more of a father figure and not just a mentor figure. I love their references death in this, where they show that it was like it's connected to his death and Billy's trying to bring Zorn back, and I love that they connected all that the continuity there. I thought was really good. And then the two things here, these are two nitpicks. This is something that they could easily fix. This is 30 years later, and this is something that they something where I'm just like it's not really a big problem. It's something they fixed off screen. Is that I know Billy and Theo when he tried to get the go-aways of powers from Trey, he couldn't take them. He was the original choice when he went to Jason because they said that his molecules, like the DNA in his body, got like something happened when he jumped on the command center when it blew up. And it was either really couldn't it seemed like he couldn't accept any type of range of powers anymore. But that's something like I said. It takes place to 30 years later, so you could just say something happened off screen. And when Aisa, she got transferred into a kid at the end of the Alien Rangers series, end of season 3. So and they don't really explain how she's an adult now again, but again, that's something that 30 years later, it's not that big of an issue because you can just say something happened during that. You have like multiple domestics, time travel, and Power Rangers. So it's one of those things where I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal. So overall, I loved this. I thought this was a great special and one of my favorite Power Ranger movies. They did a great job. And look, yeah, I would say this. The CGI looks a little dated, but to me, it fits the style, the aesthetic of the '90s show for me. And like I said, I thought this was great. I would say this: if you haven't seen a single episode of Power Rangers and none of the movies, or you've only watched like one episode of none of the movies, I can't say I would recommend this to fans outside of Power Rangers because this is something that was made for Power Ranger fans, and I don't know if this is going to work outside of you being a Power Ranger fan. Oh, and I thought Walking Cat was great too. Walkie has some fun moments in this. He doesn't get the emotional scenes like Billy and Zach do, but I think he just has some fun moments in this episode. It was good to see this character again. And Cat, I like the fact that her, her son JJ, that her and Tommy are together for the 25th anniversary in the show. So I like the fact they referenced that. But she definitely gave off like she was kind of a mature mother, like the mature mother of the group. So I loved seeing her again. But yeah, definitely recommend this if you're a Power Rangers fan. Next thing I'll talk about is Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2 is going to start filming in June 2023. I will say this: I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I love the 1995 movie. It's my favorite movie. I love the first season of Mortal Kombat Legacy, the web series. I loved all anime movies. I didn't like the first movie of this series. It didn't work for me. But I hope that this is an improvement over the first movie. I know that first movie had a first time writer, first time director. I'm pretty sure they brought the director back again. I don't know if they brought the writer back, but I hope they've improved, and I just hope they do make a better movie. And at the end of the day, I'm not excited for this movie. I'm happy for the fans that enjoyed and love that movie, I'm going to mindset of like, hey, I hope this is this. I hope I feel what people thought about the first movie. Like, I hope this is an improvement for me. So, I'm not really excited right now. I'm happy for the fans that enjoyed and love that movie, and I hope it turns out to be a fun, great movie. The next thing I want to talk about is Russo Brothers direct talking about if James Gunn asked them to do a DC movie. I would love to see a direct a DC movie because even though the movies outside of the Marvel movies, like going to Cherry, Raven, were fine. I didn't love them. They were kind of, they were fine. They usually the pre before Marvel movies, which I wasn't a fan of. But the reason why I'm excited is because they directed 4 great comic book movies. Yeah, I haven't loved this stuff outside of comic book movies, but they directed Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, which were all 4 great movies and some of my favorite Marvel movies. So I would love to see them direct a DC movie. Next thing I want to talk about is Newswise. is the title they announced. Oh, they put the title out for Godzilla. I think it's called Godzilla X Kong, or it might be the other way, Kong X Godzilla. But either way, it's like I think it's like Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I think that title's fine. I don't really get excited by titles for movies. So kind of, it's one of those things where it's like a title person doesn't really do anything for me. But I thought the announcement trailer looked kind of cool. I like the skulls of Godzilla and Kong on the side, and you see this. I'm assuming he's going to be the enemy. They're going to have to team up and fight with this ape creature at the end. And I'm somebody that loves the 2014 Godzilla movie. I enjoyed Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and I had fun with Godzilla vs. Kong. I do hope they come up with better human characters. Because I thought Bryan Cranston's character from the 2014 Godzilla movie was the best character, and the only negative I had with that movie is when they killed him off. Still love that movie, but he to me was the only character I felt connect like I cared about. Every other, I feel like most of the characters in these movies, and I do want them to fix this, is just give me better human characters this time around. I understand it's monster movies, and a lot of people care more about the monsters fighting each other, and that's great. And I love that, but I do want to get some better written human characters in this movie. So, but I'm excited for this. I thought this was a good little announcement teaser to announce this movie's coming. So I thought that was cool. The next thing I'll talk about is the Insidious trailer. The Insidious The Red Door, the fifth one is coming out this year. I'm really excited for this. I love the original Insidious movie. It's one of my all-time favorite horror movies. I enjoyed the second one. Didn't like the third and fourth. Which is funny because a lot of people like seem to don't like the second one all that much and prefer the third one over the second one. But hey, that's what makes film subjective. So, but yeah, I love the first one, even though the second one wasn't as good as the first one. I still enjoyed it, and I hope this is better than the third and fourth because, like I said, those two just didn't land for me. I know this is Patrick Wilson's first director debut, so that would be exciting. He's a great actor. And I love the fact this trailer focused on seeing the family for the first two maybe years later again, because that was something I was missing from the third and fourth, is I didn't care about any of the characters in the third or fourth movie. So for me, I'm excited this is an actual sequel, not a prequel, and this is continuation of the first two movies and seeing these characters again years later. So, and I thought the trailer was so creepy. So I'm just really excited for this movie. This is one of my most anticipated horror movies this year. So that's all the topics today, movie fans. Until next time.